Just a second. Bro, can you make Paravidya as co-host also so
Yes,
that
one.
I yeah. Okay. Just a second. Bro, can you just tell me if this video is clear?
Yes, Project.
Okay, so I'll keep this and I will stop that. Okay. So, Hare Krishna, everybody. I welcome all of you for this today's session here. And this is a special session which we have named as a DMIT Master Course. DMIT is something very important and very new, we can say, to the counseling field, and I'll be discussing many different points about it. Before starting, I would just like to know how many of us are comfortable in English. Like, I hope everybody is comfortable in English. Is everybody comfortable in English? You can just raise your hand or you can speak also. I think everybody is allowed to speak. Are you all comfortable in English? Yes. Okay, thank you, Danaji. Okay, thank you, Radhika ji. Take it as positive point, and I will start with English only. We'll speak in English. Just a second. Okay, so before starting, I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Amit Purohit. Of course, initial name is Premvikas Das, and I have been in counseling field from last 12 years, along with uh, serving in the form of having a coaching institute. I have worked in different kind of corporates also. I worked as marketing head also. I have worked as HR also. So my life itself made me go through many different fields and to search about my own identity or my own self. So before earlier, when I was just pursuing my education, I used to think myself more of a researcher, more of a person who likes technical things. But later on, as I went ahead, I understood I don't like the subjects which are going on, which I'm learning in college. Like, for example, I did my BSc biotechnology. I loved biology. But then to talk about biotechnology and doing experiments in laboratory with test tubes and waiting for the result, that was not me. And then I thought, let me go in a different field. Then I pursued a management degree and then I went for a marketing job. I did job in marketing field and that was also India's rank one biomedical company at that time, Transasia Biomedical, and I worked there. Then after that, I understood there is something not matching with my personality in marketing field. So I started researching about it, and then I applied for a HR job, human resource, like changed from marketing to human resource. And when I was working in human resource, I really found I found out, wow, it is good. It is better than marketing. I can talk with people, I can discuss with them. But still, there was something which I wanted to give, but it was not in this field. Then I entered into education industry. Right, I started teaching students, especially bio subject, preparing students for medical degrees and all. And slowly, I started my own coaching institute because I had that desire of managing things, of leadership, and all others, different things which are there in business. So I started doing it, but then I was like, you can say 90% satisfied, but then that 10% dissatisfaction.
Corruption.
Yes, Pradeep,
Corruption.
you also worked. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I could not hear. So I wanted to do something different, and then I thought, what is that which I am actually doing in coaching, and what I love in coaching. Then I understood I actually love to teach. I actually love to guide and to identify what problems they have and then help them, students. So then I understood actually I like counseling more. And my knack, or we can say my talent or my core competency was in that field. And then what I started doing is um, I started this part, studying, counseling, studying psychology, studying different kind of people behavior and many different things. And when I started with this DMIT, I actually, I can tell you, found that part which I was lacking for. If you also love counseling, teaching, then I feel this is a game changer in your life, because we cannot serve people or counsel somebody without knowing him properly. First point in counseling is to know the person. Now, just I will start with the counseling only. What is actually counseling? Counseling is, this is just definition I'm reading. It is type of therapy that helps people deal with their personal, emotional, psychological, and interpersonal issues. It is a confidential and non-judgmental process where a trained professional helps a person or couple or family talk about their own problems. I want you to focus on the last line. A trained professional helps a person or couple or family to talk about their problems. So first point is their problem. That point. What is their problem? Actually, are they understanding that it is what is the actual problem? To understand problem. For example, I will tell just very nice example. Somebody who doesn't like to talk with others or who doesn't go on stage, it doesn't mean that person is is not good at some subject. He might be good at some subject. If he is not going on stage, that does not mean that he cannot speak or he cannot communicate. He might have good communication skills also. So what is lacking is the interpersonal intelligence, which is, this part of our brain, interpersonal intelligence. That part is lacking, but the person doesn't understand. And parents, they hammer on the same part. Hey, you don't have confidence, man. You don't have anything. You cannot speak on stage. You don't, your speaking skills are not good. And they work on that. But actually, what has to be worked is the interpersonal skills. So, exact problem people don't know. That we have to find out. And the current need of counseling that people are, actually people want is the mental health counseling, relationship counseling, the various types of counseling that people need. Now, what is special about DMIT counseling? Because it is my subject, I will just, oh, sorry. Yeah. So DMIT counseling, it is very special because it has two aspects in it. One is it has its core aspect, the core field knowledge of DMIT. Can I pin it? Okay. It has its core aspect of DMIT, that is the different kind of fingerprints, the study of fingerprints, how the fingerprints are related to our brain, and how different kind of intelligences are there, and every intelligence is less or more in a person, all these things. This is the technical aspect. But at the same time, the counseling skills in a person, they can also be utilized when you counsel people, because you exactly know the person's problem. Then DMIT actually helps us enter into the person's mental composition. As a counselor, I would like to ask all of you, if you are a counselor, what actually you need to help your client? Can you tell me some points? What you actually need with yourself to help the client? Yes? Anybody?
Open communication, empathy.
Correct. Okay. These are the skills, our skills of counseling. Empathy, very good, Achyut Priyamataji, and ability. So these are the skills which are like related to emotional intelligence, which we need in ourselves. But I want to talk on the perspective of specific problem which the person has, and if you want to help person with the problem, then what skill we require or skill nahi. Here I am talking about how to put it, what information. Okay, patience we require. Yes, these are the things we require. But what information about the person do we need to help him? Now I think I have put it properly how I want it to be. What information we need of our client to help him? Now somebody may say the client has come to us with some information itself. Then counselor talks to the client and asks information. Yes, very good, Sajanji. What is going on in his mind? Okay, okay. Anything else? Okay, he's her bachpan. Okay, childhood, upbringing, very important. Psychology is totally based on this thing. Very good, Radhika ji. Person's belief. Okay, his thought process. Yeah, very important. Now you tell me if anybody of you have studied or have visited an astrologer or a numerologist or any other occult science practitioner. Now astrology tells us this person is going to earn money in 10 years, or after 10 years his period is good, his dasha is good, and the person might earn money in that time. His antardasha is like this, his pratyantardasha is like that. Even numerology also we can tell. So the person understand, the person knows, but then doesn't that put person into confusion of what I should do currently? Because the person knows I will get money after so many years. Sometimes some people they just depend on astrology and think, okay, I'm going to get money after 10 years. No. So then what I should do right now? Okay, I will wait for 10 years. Currently, I just have to somehow, finish this period, suffer this period. But if we use DMIT, no, if we use DMIT actually tells a person what skill set he has currently, and then he uses it. He has to use it by the principle of Bhagavad Gita. We say, karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadacha. Krishna says you have to work. So, and even you see any motivational speakers and everywhere we see people are telling you have to work hard, you have to work hard. But then the skill set, we should know what skill set I have, and if I work on it, the period when it is going to come, when I'm going to get money, that period will come. This working hard will help me to earn at that time. Personally, I myself, yeah, yes, yeah, I agree that I'm just trying to compare both the process and make you understand how this is different. I am not telling astrology is not good. I myself have studied some part of it. I am a numerologist also, but just I am telling you, astrology also has many aspects. We can decode personality of a person from astrology also, from numerology also, but different ways are there. DMIT is something which science, where science is involved, and where we can use counseling in a better way. So I will be telling about that point, and once we are done with the session, later on we'll have question answer sessions. I'll be happy to discuss many different aspects. So again, going to the slide. Yeah. So by DMIT, we actually help people to understand their God-given abilities and shortcomings. We also show mirror to a person. This point, showing mirror to a person. Sometimes people come to me during counseling, and as many of you said, we have to understand the person, what is going on is in his mind, what was his previous life. But in DMIT consultation, we don't actually ask any question to the person. Some of my clients, they are from different countries. I have never seen them. I just ask for their fingerprints. The fingerprints only. And you will be amazed to know when we decode those fingerprints, when we have report and when we discuss with them, they are amazed how you know about us better than what we know about ourselves. And this is true for each and every counseling. It is not that for one person it is correct and another person it is not correct. Or yeah, yes, Danaji, it is just fingerprints, only fingerprints. And we will do an experiment also today. As we go ahead, I will try to, I will ask you about your fingerprints and let's see if we can find out, some personalities here. Uh, then let's go. This session is for who? This counseling session or this training session, who all can get benefited by this. So those who are teaching, personally, I was from this category, teacher. Then I went to the school owner or academy owner person. So when we guide, when students come to us and they say, I have been studying, but I'm not scoring well. So the answer is you have to study more, you have to study more, you have to put more efforts. You are not putting sufficient efforts, or you don't have good teacher. But actually, I will tell you one example. A student who is auditory, who can understand more by hearing, who can judge or study more by hearing, whose auditory lobe, that is the temporal lobe, is strong, that child hears more and studies like his memory captures information through his ears. And what happens is, if we ask that child to sit quietly and study with his book and just see, then we are using a method which is actually for a visual student whose eyes or whose visual memory is good. We are giving different child a different kind of remedy or cure. And then that doesn't work for the child, the auditory child. Some students, they have good physical energy. We can all decode all this auditory as well as visual and physical energy, everything we can decode from DMIT just from fingerprints. And those students who have high physical energy, who are kinesthetic, kinesthetic means their muscle memory is good, the parietal lobe of brain which is connected to muscles is good. So those children, sometimes parents, they scold them, why don't you sit at one place and study? But actually their body energy is high. We cannot scold them like that. And if we beat them, that is worst for them. If we speak to them strongly, it is okay for them. But because their physical energy is good, the beating that we give them, that beating actually has a deep impact on their brain emotionally. So such kind of children, they don't need to be physically handled. At the same time, they need embraces, they need hugs. Such kind of children, they will come and they will hug parents more. And sometimes parents say, no, why you are coming so near, why all the time you need to be just sticking to me, just come on, cool, just be there, sit there. But the child requires physical touch. That is need of that child. Psychology, how psychology will help in this, or how, sorry, this psychometric tests will help in this. I will tell you, there is limitation to psychometric test also. Psychometric test, as all of you must be knowing, but just those of you who don't know, a person's personality is decoded with the help of questionnaire. They are asked questions and they have to take answers, and after that, we try to decode the personality. But does a child who is 10 years old or 3 years old or 4 years old or 5 years old, what can he tell about personality? Or a child who is 14 years old, medical science itself doesn't accept that children who below 14 years, they have brain to actually understand themselves, because their prefrontal is not that mature that they can understand about themselves. So how such people can tell about themselves in questionnaire? So we are asking a child about himself, and then we are trying to help him. That is actually, that doesn't make sense. Many times it doesn't make sense. For people who know themselves very nicely, psychometric tests can work. But for people who don't know about themselves, Like for children who have a good math teacher, most of the children in that class, they will say, I am good at maths, I like maths. But that doesn't mean logical intelligence of that child is good to study maths in future. So we have to decode the internal personality of the child. So this is very helpful for teachers, for school owners, academy owners, for parents to guide their children. As you all must be seeing here, I am discussing more about parenting. It is must for career counselors, must. We cannot guide a child just on the basis of psychometric tests. Yes, many times when the child is grown up, when a person is grown up like 20, 25-year old, he understands more about himself, but the children, it is difficult, you know. And for career counseling, it is very important. A tool, DMIT is very important tool. For HR professionals, so sometimes we go in corporates and we help them divide their people, like somebody who is not good at marketing but he's good for sales, or somebody who is good for team building. So whom to make leader? Sometimes corporate, in some companies they have 4 or 5 leaders and they want to make somebody, choose somebody who will lead all those 4 or 5 people. So then for such kind of things also HRs they require this. And for devotees especially, actually to analyze themselves. And myself, I am from first category and I am in the last category. I studied this for self analysis first, and then for my children, because children used to ask which career I should opt for, and the problems which I told you. Some are studying but still they don't get marks. What is the reason for that? So for all these things I studied this. So I will now focus on dermatoglyphics or DMIT, what it is, so that you all understand the subject that we are discussing. Little bit technical part. So it is based on fingerprints, and no two people have same fingerprints. And if you know, every child has different fingerprint, and the fingerprint remains same till death. There is no change. This part of hand, there can be changes in this, but there will be no change to fingerprints. They will remain same. So the base personality of a person remains same. In his environment he may learn many different things, but his approach, his the base, or we can say DNA, remains same. No. Now dermatoglyphics is study of that fingerprints, the carvings. Derm means skin and glyphics means the carvings. In the picture you can see there are different kind of carvings on the skin, so those carvings we study. Fingerprint formation, it happens during the gestation period when the child is in the womb of mother, from 13 to 21st week. The fingerprints form, and brain also forms at the same time. Okay, brain, the fingerprints are forming, and each ridge of the brain, the fingerprint, is connected to the brain, the patterns. And this is actually the part, if you know, there are three parts in every organ that we have. The external part is called as ectoderm, the inner part is called as endoderm, and the middle one is called as mesoderm. So derm means you can say the skin part, the layer. So there is ectoderm in our body, which is actually the result of both of these things. Like ectoderm only divides to form the fingerprints, and it only divides to form different kind of brain lobes. So somehow some people, when they started studying brain and when they started studying this this fingerprints, this part was related, and somehow this science came into being. I will be explaining more about this. So they again came to know that if child who does not have brain, he does not have fingerprints. Okay. There are diseases like, for example, Down syndrome, wherein children are retarded. At the same time, we can see their fingerprints are not developed. So the fingerprints and brain, it has some connection. And what kind of connection it has? So every fingerprint tells us about different brain lobe. Like for example, our thumb, this is my right thumb, tells me more about my left brain's initial prefrontal lobe. Similarly, the index finger tells me more about frontal lobe. Then this middle finger tells me about parietal lobe. So you see, every part where I am touching, approximately tells me about that part of our brain. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. How does it make sense? How are you feeling? Like, is it uh, wow moment for you, or you were knowing about it? Okay, thank you. That's it. Yeah. So our it solves like 90% of problem if we just understand. For understanding brain, I have to just study fingerprints, nothing else. I don't need to scan the brain and do different kind of MRI, CT scans and different scans to find out how many neurons or which part of brain is strong and which part. I don't need to open it up, to understand which part is working nicely, which part is not. Just fingerprints. And fingerprints will tell us about different brain lobes. So basically there are five brain lobes. Yes, I'll show you. Hmm. So brain is divided into two parts, left brain and right brain. And brain has these five lobes: prefrontal, frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. These are the five lobes. I was a teacher of biology also, so I am giving a little bit more of biology because for understanding this, bio is very important. But you don't need to study biology for counseling. Just basic understanding of brain. So there are these five lobes. That first one is prefrontal, frontal. Actually, frontal lobe is one, but it is divided into two parts: prefrontal and frontal part. Then there is parietal, then there is temporal brain, and then there is occipital brain. And the functions of every part is different, and it is written here. Now it is amazing. We have five lobes and we have five fingerprints. Zoom has accepted my hand. Yeah. So we have five lobes and we have five fingerprints. Amazing. And every lobe is connected to different fingerprint. Okay. So coming back to DMIT again, DMIT also is connected to our Shastras. As I told you, it is related to our Shastras also. There is one Shastra called as Samudrik Shastra. Samudrik Shastra refers to the science of um, reading our body and understanding our karma. See, karma of a person, sorry, karma of a person can be decoded from every part of our body. God has made us in such a way that the prarabdha karma, the karma we have brought, with this life. Those of you without spiritual background, I will just tell you, every person when he takes birth, a part of his karma is, which is called as prarabdha karma. Like for example, this much prarabdha karma is given to the person, and in this lifetime, a person has to finish that karma, prarabdha karma. Now, that karma, prarabdha karma of a person, decoding it is only astrology. Decoding it is only numerology. Decoding it is only this palmistry and all these things. All these different sciences, they decode that prarabdha karma. So we can say it is a decoding language, to understand one's own karma, what karma I have, come up with in this lifetime, what I have to, face in this lifetime. So, yeah, Samudrik Shastra I was speaking about. So, Samudrik Shastra tells about our bodily features like face reading, different parts of brain. Like if you have a mole on your face, what does it mean? What karma, if you have a nose which is pointed, if you have nose which is not pointed, if you have big tongue or if you have small tongue, many things are there. And I have read or I have, searched about different kind of books. I have five to six versions of Samudrik Shastra with me. But I will tell you, many people have spoken different. They have given their own commentaries. Like yeah, we have so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. So Samudrik Shastra, there is no original script which actually everything is perfect. There are so many editions of it. But then this Samudrik Shastra tells us about fingerprints also. Samudrik Shastra tells about different fingerprints, the fingerprints which are uh, chakra shaped, whorls which are circulars, fingerprint which are like conch, it says shankha, fingerprints which are like arch, so dhanushya. So like these different types of fingerprints are mentioned, and every fingerprint, what kind of person, what kind of nature the person has with that kind of fingerprint, that also is explained. So from Samudrik Shastra, one part of Dmit, can be taken, the fingerprint study part. Then, as there are many different examples in different studies that we do, like for example, in Ayurveda, or this is Greek philosophy. In Ayurveda, we have Kaph, Vat, Pitta. So, yeah. In Ayurveda, we have Kaph, Vat, Pitta. Then there is in Bhagavad Gita, we know about three different gunas: Sattva gun, Tamo gun, and Rajo gun. Correct? So we can divide people in different ways. Correct? So the personality that we are going to divide can be decoded from all these things. So there are four basic personalities that we divide people. The DISC personality assessment: dominant, steady personality, the personality which is a little bit confused, or we can say compliant personality, and the personality which is like peacock personality, we say, or no person where person needs more of appreciation. So in short, we can say people can be divided into various categories, and here we categorize them into four parts: people who are power seeking, people who are peace seeking, who require peace of mind, that's all, मुझे बस मन को शांति चाहिए, I want peace of mind. People who require process and systems, and people who require praise or appreciation. Now, just on the basis of thumb of a person, we can categorize person in these categories and study DMIT. So I think here we are ready to do this exercise. I want all of you to see your left thumb. Okay. First of all, tell me whether you are ready for this exercise or not. क्या आप लोग, all of you are ready for this exercise? Just give thumb, or you can write in the chat box. Okay. Great. Yes, I will repeat the categories. Once we do this exercise, I will repeat. So now there are three categories. Basically, we will do. First category, see whether your fingerprint is a circular fingerprint. It is a circular fingerprint, left thumb. Okay. If it is circular, write in the chat box C. Okay. Now, second, C, or you can write W also, whirl. It is called whirl, W, or you can write C. Don't get confused. Then, second, if your fingerprint is like a loop, it's like loop. It starts at one place, but then it comes back again. It's like loop. All the direction is going in one direction. It is not circular. This is second category. If you have that, write L, loop. And there is third category, which is arch. Arch means it's like a speed breaker. Starts from here, goes here. It's like this speed breaker. So three categories we discussed here. One category, which is circular. If you have that, write C. If you have a loop, ridges starting at one point, suppose they are starting from here and again they are going this direction. In one direction they are going. That is called as, that is loop. And third one, it is arch. They are starting from one place, going up and going out. You know. Yes. CLA. Okay, great. We have all three categories. Powerful. Yeah. Yes, correct. Okay. Okay. I am doubtful because A category is very less, around 3-4 people from 100, they are of this A category. So two here, that can be a very big coincidence, or there might be some problem with seeing the fingerprint properly. So you have to see it properly and understand, or I will just Just give me 1 second. I will put picture of all three so you understand. Yes, here we go. Yeah. Now, now, yes. Which one is your thumb? Which fingerprint you have on your thumb? Please write LWA, whatever you write. Yes. W can be written as C also, no problem. Those who have already written. Those who have written L, that is loop, and those who have written A, you have another chance. Check whether it is L or it is A. Which one? Yeah, L. Okay, great, great, great. Yes. So now too many of us are there. So I will just tell me whether these characteristics match with you or not. Okay. So if you are L, no, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are L category, tell me whether I will tell you some characteristics and you should tell me whether they match or not. If you are L category, you must be a friendly person, correct? You must be expressive, but you don't like to say no to others. You can be angry and you like teamwork. So basically, friendly people who like teamwork, who like people-based personality, but they cannot put themselves, assert themselves on others. Okay. Does this quality match with you? L people. Say yes if these qualities match. See, we have just discussed about one fingerprint. Okay. We have not discussed about all fingerprints and I have not seen what type of L it is. I am just telling about from a very small point just by seeing this one fingerprint. Yeah. So L people, they are the people, if you see in a company, there are 100 employees. From those 100 employees, if there are 5 employees who are the helpers, then those 5 are these L people. No, you will see that. You will see yourself, people come to you for suggestions and you want to help others. If your friend is there who is going, whose house is 2 kilometers away and your house is 1 kilometer away, but you will go and go to 2 kilometer and then you will come back to your home. You will, drop him 2 kilometers. This is if he asks you, if he requests you, you cannot say no. You cannot assert yourself. Problem of L people is this: they cannot assert themselves. They cannot say no. So that is your nature to help people, and you cannot assert. Then those who are circular or whirl people, these people are strong. They are rigid in their opinions. They like challenges. They like to what we say, be little dominant on others. They want independence basically. Such kind of people, they are like kingly type or bossy type. I want my own space, and they are little rigid with their opinions. They like people who listen to them only. Like they want to boss. They are like kingly. They are bossy people. Yes. Does this match with you? W people, world. Yes, W wale W. Yeah, yes. W. There are two types of W. Okay, yes. There is another W, or there is another part of them. People who are, yeah, Mangalaji. I will tell you about the second. You must be of second category. I will tell you. These people, they are more of analytical people. Analytical, and they like things in processes, in systems. Okay, owl personality. They like, they want to analyze everything. They want to go deep into anything. They ask so many questions. Okay, so Mangalaji, can you tell me, are you in this category of this type of W? uh analytical person? Manga, sorry. Yes, inquisitive. Yes. You might be having 7 in your birth date also, if I am not wrong. You know? Yeah, I am telling about circular, but there are different types of circulars. Okay, sorry, Mangaji, if you don't have. If different types circular, or you might have, there are 2 points, 5 and 7. Normally, in these people who are inquisitive, these two are found. But whatever, we are not entering into numerology, we are just DMIT. Yeah. Okay, Sridharji, what do you have? L, W, which one you have? Okay. Sridharji, we have to see see there are 10 fingerprints. From that, if the left one I am talking, if you have that L, then the friendly part should be there. The part where you cannot actually assert yourself before others. It's not that you are not powerful or you cannot lead others or you cannot force others. These are the parts of our upbringing, how we learn it, how we learn leadership. But if you see your childhood or your original personality, it should be there. It matches like it's not that it matches with some people or it doesn't match with some people. you know. Okay, then we need to discuss. We have to see exactly what is your fingerprint. And let me tell about the A types. If Achut Priya Mataji, if you are A type, then A type requires. Yes. Yes. If you are A type they require, this is the appreciation wala personality, the praise wala personality. They are very what we say lovely, open. They want to talk with people. They want to like interpersonal skills are by default more in many of them. Not we cannot say for everybody, but many of them interpersonal skills are good. They want to talk to people. They want to show themselves to others, and they like people. When people love them, people appreciate them. I want to show my love to others, and others also should show their love to me. This is like the personality A we are talking about. So does this match with you? Okay. Okay, Mangaji. So here what is there we are on? Yeah, here what is there? I am not seeing your fingerprints. You are only decoding. So some part where we actually decode it like L, or sometimes we decode it like A and whatever. So I've just shown you how we can understand nature of a person just from one fingerprint. Now there are 10 fingerprints and different lobes, 5 different lobes, which are again divided into left and right lobe. So when we have all different fingerprints, I will tell you, you can decode each and every aspect of a person, right from whether his emotion is good or not, whether he's more emotional or less emotional. I can put it like that. Whether his fine motor skills are good or gross motor skills, like whether he can do good with fingers, or how is his physical part where he can control his muscles, and how he can work hard, stamina and all these things. Then we can also decode logical part of brain, whether the person's logic is good or logic is less. So like this, from all 10 different fingerprints, we'll be able to decode 10 different things of a person. So how DMIT helps uh, people? First is career guidance, very important, because as a counselor, people mostly come to us for career, for children as well as the adults who are already working but they are not satisfied, then they come for career, because people actually don't know their strong core competencies, we can say. And when they don't know their core competencies, they are working in the competency which actually they are not strong at, and then they suffer means what? They work for 24 hours, but they're not getting that uh, result out of it. And people who are actually scoring well in that field, people sometimes say, I was good in my childhood, I was good till my schooling and all these things. Why I'm not doing good at my job, or why I'm not able to earn rightly or properly according to my efforts? Because they are not working in their core competency field. This example I will give, very important. See, when the flame is small, our khichdi or the sabji we are cooking, it gets cooked, but it gets cooked slowly. It takes time. But when the flame is high, khichdi or the sabji we are cooking gets cooked very fast, and we get results very fast. Similarly, if we work in the field which suits our core competency, like for example, if somebody wants to become a YouTuber or wants to become a good speaker, no, so we should see whether his linguistic intelligence is good, whether his interpersonal intelligence is good. Emotional intelligence is also required, because emotionally can he touch people. And if the field is technical, then we have to see the memory also. So if we see all these things, then 100% the person is made for such kind of fields. Then he will go very fast in these fields and score very fast. But if the person's interpersonal skill is not good, if there is personality, like for example, a personality which is more analytical, and such kind of person, if we ask him to go for marketing or to talk to people, what happens is he might convince people, he might work in that field for considerable period, but when he comes at home, he will be frustrated. He's all the time thinking, I'm not in the right field, I don't like my job, but I have to do it because I earn money out of it. Okay, so we have to understand our core competencies, and for career it is very important. Second, how DMIT helps people, or we can help people with DMIT is parenting. We can have pre-decided career, pre-decided plan for the child. If the child is weak in his kinesthetic, then we can have a plan of him doing exercise. We can also actually guide people how many hours their body requires, and how many hours of sleep their body requires, how much they are good with sports, everything. So parents actually understand the memory level, what is actually level of their child, and what they should expect. Nowadays I see people put every child into competitive exams. As soon as the child grows, goes up to 15 years or 16 years, they put the child into competitive exams. And then every child is not made for competitive exam. We have to see the memory of the child, and that we can decode from this DMIT. Then study guidance again for children: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Which kind of study preference these children should have? Visual means those who learn by seeing more. Auditory means those who can hear and understand more, like grasping by hearing more. And kinesthetic means physically, they need physical activity, physical learning. So we can give this study guidance properly. Visual learners, how they should learn: they should have diagrams, maps, chart, they should see, and thus they capture it faster. What about auditory people? And amazingly, you will see, if you ask children to apply these things, how a visual learns, how auditory learns, how kinesthetic learns, you will see very fast progress in their study. Normally children by age of 8 to 10, every child is approximately good in studies, 8 to 10, 12 maximum. But after 12 years, when syllabus becomes difficult, like in India, if they are in 8th standard, 8th, ninth, 10th, the syllabus goes on, the difficulty level goes on increasing. And at that time, student actually go behind in many subjects. So we can decode that before, and we can give them guidance how they should study for the specific subject, and what kind of process they should use. Then personality based guidance, what we did was, from the thumb, we tried to understand personality of people. So if we decode perfect personality of a person, some people they have two different fingerprints, something here, something there. So as like some of you said, it doesn't match with me. You can see, do you have the same fingerprint of on both the fingers? If they are different, then there is something different, something internal and external. There are two different personalities the person has. We'll go study that also in future. And most important part is what we learn, or how DMIT helps people, is core competency and major limitations. What person has, what he is good at, core, what is his competency, and what are major limitations that he is to work on. So these are many different aspects by which DMIT helps. And the remedy that we give by DMIT is not futuristic, it is not vague, it is practical. Practical, how they can develop that intelligence, how they can work. So the principle behind DMIT, yeah, behind DMIT is that success does not mean every intelligence is good, but we have to find out our strong intelligence and we have to use that in whatever field we are doing working, or we have to search out a field in which our intelligence fits. And last point, for devotees, how DMIT helps to devotees. Devotees can counsel other devotees very nicely. Like a counselor who has his counsel is uh, who are little bit difficult for him to handle. If he understands their personality, it will be very fast for him to give solutions properly related to that person. At the same time, devotees, whether I should go for kirtan or learning mridanga or shastric study, or what kind of person, in devotion aspect only, what thing I should pursue more, or which part is strong, so that we can put more efforts in that field and become expert in that field, so that we can serve more. And devotees also in their relationships, this is for everybody, not just devotees. Outside people have more problem with relationships, but in devotee circles also, if you understand our personality, if you understand the other person's personality, then how to deal with that person, that also we understand. We deal with the person specific to his personality. We can give him solutions, and at the same time we also know how to deal with the person, so dealings or relationship become perfect. So with this, I have completed all the things which I wanted to discuss with you in this session, orientation session. So now you know what is DMIT, how it is helpful, how it is different from astrology, numerology, and how it is useful in counseling, how it is required for every person to know himself, know others, how it is used to decode others' personality or your own personality, and we also saw how you can use it. So many things. Uh, Now I think if you have any questions, or if Priya Chetan Prabhu want to speak something.
Yes, thank you very much, Premvikas Prabhu, Amit Purohit ji, and
Yes.
thank you all for joining this session. It was definitely very insightful, and especially for those who are not aware of this, scientific knowledge. And as Premvikas ji also explained the Shastric basis of this course, which was very interesting indeed. So this was the orientation session. We'll also share the recording once again for those who want to go through, and there are many more those who showed interest in the community. And we have this course. We have mentioned right at the outset that this was just the introduction session to explain what is this course all about. And if you have any further doubts, we have this question answer session right now. And also we'll open up the community just in case if you want to ask any questions. We can also share Prem Vikas Ji's number and you want to discuss in person. And the course begins on 29th of March, right? After a good 20, 21 days. So you take your time, plan your schedule. The course is designed in such a way that you just have to give 2 days in a week. And we have purposely conducted this course in the month of April, May, June, so that this is the time when the results also come of students, especially in the Indian universities, and you can actually guide students. And we are actually looking forward for people who are actually interested in making this as a part-time career. There could be many of you who just be interested in learning as a hobby. Many people like to keep learning, but this is also a wonderful opportunity. It can serve as a part-time career, if not full-time. You don't have to give up your current careers, and it's always good to learn uh, sciences, techniques, and tools which have a scientific basis as well as a Shastric basis. And that's the reason, because it has a Shastric basis, Govardhan Ecovillage has collaborated with Paravidya Institute to conduct this course. And we are very happy that Prem Vikas Prabhu has spared his time. So I request all the people to take full advantage of this course. And now we can have question answers.
Yes.
You can either raise your hands or you can post it in the chat box.
If there are no questions, then I'll consider that either you have understood everything or you have not understood anything. Hare Krishna. Yes, Simaji. I have made my own material. I will be giving PPTs also. I will be giving software also to all of you to study. Like for example, the fingerprints have to be studied first. So you require uh, a, a scanner, correct? But at the same time, you also require the software to scan and to read the fingerprints. So I will be giving that software to all of you. At the same time, I have made a software myself, which is like studying. If you want to study your fingerprints, if you want to analyze your and your family members' fingerprint, then that software will be very helpful for you. You can generate your own small report of understanding yourself. And I have another software, which is if somebody wants to go for this as a career, then there is another software, another report that we can discuss if though for those who want to do it as career. But I will be giving this software which by which you can put your fingerprint details in it, and then you will understand what kind of personality you have. So that also I will be giving with this course. Yes. The fees part.
Yeah, we will share all those details in the group. It's already shared actually,
Yes.
and all other details will be shared.
Yes.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we can then close the session. Anything in the chat box?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Billy. No, Akshat Priyaji. Fingerprints don't change. They remain as it is. And the base personality of a person that also remains as it is. It's like the foundation of the building, it remains as it is. But then our environment that we go through, we go on making different types of building. So from outside, we cannot decode a person's personality, but when we understand what is actually the base nature, then we can help a person to a huge extent. So fingerprint don't change. So the report which we make is for lifetime.
Prabhuji, will the fingerprints, there will be combinations like L and W on the same finger like that?
Yeah, there are accidental fingerprints which happen. Yeah, they are there. Actually, what I have seen is during pregnancy, if mother has some problem, mental problem, or she is under trauma or whatever different problems, or sometimes parents who expect boy child, more all the time. So in such kind of children, in my own experiences, I have many cases like that who have mixed fingerprints, accidental patterns we call it. So such kind of things are there. Yeah, we'll study about them also, how to guide such kind of people and what are the outcomes if of such kind of fingerprints. I will tell you one very important point I found out in my study for devotees especially. I found out people who are more inclined towards bhakti or devotional aspect, they have naturalistic intelligence very strong. And I also saw that people who like eating, test, they also have good naturalistic intelligence. So by default I have seen, if you find some person, if you want to know whether he will become a good devotee or a good spiritual person or not, one aspect of it is, find out whether he likes to eat or not, he is a foodie person or not. It doesn't it is not sure shot for every spiritualist, but I'm just telling you a major study what I have seen. Many people have this thing in common. So this is how DMIT relates. We have to live it in our life personally. When you see everybody, we analyze that in with this aspect of DMIT. If you have a good interpersonal intelligence, that means you like to interact with people, you like to understand them, then I will tell you, when you study DMIT, your that knowledge will increase 1,000 times. You will try to you will get parameters to put people into, and within very small time you will learn about people very fast. You will be amazed, because just what we have done is we have just given some parameters to understand people, and then you will decode people without any report. People will come to you and you ask them, you talk to them, you be with them, and you can decode their personality just by being with them. So this is how DMIT helps a person. It helps you to grow in your own mindset, intelligence, and all. So I think we have, yeah, yeah, Achut, Priya Mataji, it is perfectly for you then. So, Prince, I think we can stop. Yes. Okay, so I think we can stop here. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions, we can further take them ahead.